Today is a very special day because I just hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. So today we're gonna revisit an old classic, No Harvest Freeplay, and attempt to set a new record using the buffs we've gotten since last time. I want to begin by saying thank you so much for all the support that you continue to give me. I checked and I made my first video on this channel 2 years, 7 months and 24 days ago, and now we're up to 275 videos. I still really enjoy making them, and I'm so glad that you still enjoy watching. Every comment you guys leave really makes my day. It's kind of what makes the whole thing feel real, you know, that the numbers on the screen are actually people. And it makes me very happy whenever someone says that I managed to entertain them for a while with my videos. I was so scared when I decided to go full-time that it wasn't gonna work out financially, but it went just fine, and now I'm so lucky to be able to do something that I enjoy so much every day. And I have to give a huge thanks to my mom as well, who believes in her children so much that she'll bet everything on that whatever they want to do, they'll succeed, no matter how crazy the idea might be, like dropping out of university to play a game about balloons, for example. And also, big thanks to everyone in the Discord server, especially Lieutenant Koro, who was actually the person who convinced me to create it in the first place. He's been there since the first video on my YouTube channel. I actually didn't even want a Discord server in the beginning, because I thought that would be a bit too much social interaction for my liking. But now I don't know what I would do without it. It would feel so empty without all the people chatting, discussing challenges, strategies, or just turning me into a meme. Now that I've got 100k subs, I can finally get that silver play button award from YouTube that I used to dream about having as a kid. I'm not really sure where I'm gonna put it, because I don't really have a good spot for it in this current apartment, but wherever I put it, I'll be sure to post some images of it in the Discord server. Although it probably takes a few weeks before I actually get it. I also wrote a little longer thank you text and posted it as a community post, or whatever it's called on YouTube. I'll link to it down in the description below. But anyway, thank you all so much for everything. Now let's get down to business on this record run. So as you've seen, the farming will consist of an Opolis with a BRF sacrifice, a banana central and an ultra boost for it, and an XL trap with a rubber to gold. The remaining space I will use mostly for stalling. Having something like a balloon crush will allow me to keep this setup for a very long time, and I can also use that stall time to put some extra ultra boost stacks on all of my other towers. I don't put a sniper in the hidden spot up top, because there it would be able to see balloons and steal pops from the trap, which would lose me more money than I would gain from its ability. I continue with this setup up to round 100, where I have to deal with the bad, so here I get a Master Bomber Ninja in the last hidden spot, which helps me pop it open, and then the Balloon Crush and XL Trap can handle the rest. And now after that I do what I just said I wouldn't do and place a sniper where it can shoot balloons. That's because now we're at a higher round, so the income from balloons is a lot lower, and the Moabs have more HP and all the ceramics are super ceramics. That means that we will probably gain more money than we lose at this point, and it also gives me more room to place Ezili where the sniper used to be, because she can't fit in the hidden spot above. We're gonna get rid of Ezili later, but we're gonna need her hex ability to survive while we're farming pops for some other towers. Right now we're only farming pops for the Engi Paragon, and using the trap we don't need 16.2 million pops, since it also generates cash and each dollar generated counts as 4 pops, so on round 133 we get the Engi Paragon to degree 70. I sacrifice a tiny bit of cash because having max pops gets you a degree 69, but it's so close to being degree 70 that you might as well throw in a few extra bucks for one more degree. Now we will farm pops for the Dart Paragon and the Tack Paragon. I got the Ultra Boost back and I will use that to give stacks to both of my pop farming towers while I use the new overclock from the Engi Paragon on the farm. I also use Ezili's totem to increase the range of the Ultra Jug so that it can attack more easily. The way we have the tower set up is so that that the Bloon Crush will continue to stall and let my pop farming towers take care of everything, while the Engi Paragon just chills in the back. For now, he's strong enough to take care of non-fortified bads without a problem, but after a while it will start to get pretty tight, because the Mega Sentries can't spawn any Mini Sentries because of where they are placed. But since we have Ezili to help out with the bads, that won't be a problem. And about 20 rounds later, we have 16.2 million pops on both of our towers. They both reach the required amount of pops almost at the exact same time because of me regularly checking their pop count and going back and forth with the Ultra Boost so that they stay on a similar pace. As you saw, I sold my entire farming setup in order to get more space for sacrifices, because we really want the Dart Paragon to be as strong as possible since it's so great on this map, and we got a degree 91. As for the Tack Paragon, I place a temporary Super Monkey before I place the tacks that will be upgraded to the Paragon. When playing challenges like this with very limited space, you often sit around in sandbox a lot and try to figure out what towers you want where and in which order you're gonna need to get them, and placing it free-handed is bound to go wrong, so since I know that I'm gonna have a Legend of the Night right above my Tack Paragon, I make sure I place it correctly by having a temporary Super Monkey as a reference. The Paragon ended up as a degree 90, and now I'm gonna get my farming back again. Once more, it's gonna be a BRF Sacopolis and a Banana Central with an Ultra Boost, and then we're back to farming pops again. This time we're farming pops for the Ninja and Spike Factory, and just like before, we're gonna use the Ultra Boost to get the pops faster, but first we need to get the 10 stacks of Ultra Boost back on the farm, and then the Engi Paragon can take over the task of overclocking it. Here, the Dart Paragon will be stealing almost every pop for a good while because it's just too strong. But if we wait long enough, the bads will eventually make it to where the mines are, and later even further than that. We've now sold the Ezili to fit our farming, so we don't have the Hex to bail us out, and at 200 plus, the bads are getting pretty far. But on round 214 we have all the pops we need. Now we get rid of the farming again and get the Spike Factory Paragon to degree 81, so I decided to put some decent cash into this one. Next, the Ninja Paragon. This one I gave a few tiers to sacrifice, but no cash injection, giving a degree 72. Then we get the Lord of the Abyss in the top right corner and a carrier below it, which will become our Nav Arc, a Pirate Lord next to it whose ability we will use to get max pops, a Wizard Lord Phoenix to farm pops for the Wizard Paragon, an Ultra Boost and an Energizer to make it go faster, a Spirit of the Forest for cash generation, and a Ezili to be safe from any bads. Here I got myself some tech bots and also turned down the effects to 50% because it's about to get pretty messy from here on out. Getting the pops for the boat using the Pirate Lord goes by very quickly, so on round 227 we sell the Energizer and also the Ultra Boost that was on top of the carrier because it was blocking me, and then place down the third boat and get the Nav Arc to degree 70. Now, instead of having an Energizer for more Wizard Lord Phoenix abilities, I got a Homeland Defense and Jungle Drums to get the pops even faster. This tower takes a while, so I try to speed it up by using Ezili's totems too, and eventually I realized that I could move my Spirit of the Forest a little bit and fit a Permabrew as well. When I finally had all the pops I needed on round 274, I first sold the village and placed my Super Monkey where it needed to be, then a sub on top of the Nav Arc using the Lord of the Abyss, and then a carrier flagship, and then 2 more subs on top of that one. Then I upgraded the one on top of the Nav Arc into a degree 1 sub Paragon that I submerged for reduced ability cooldowns for both Ezili and my Paragons. After that, I get my Wizard Paragon degree 70 on top of the carrier, and then we only have one Paragon left, which is the Boomerang Paragon. This one is quite slow to gain pops for, and we don't really have a lot of time left to get more pops, and we don't have a lot of cash either. but that's fine. We're just gonna aim for a degree 20 plus for a little bit of extra damage, some nice knockback, and the buff to primary paragons like the Tack Paragon and most importantly the Dart Paragon. Can you imagine a high degree Dart Paragon on a map like this with the Paragon of Power Monkey Knowledge buffed by a Boomerang Paragon and overclocked by the Engi Paragon? It's gonna be one of the strongest paragons in this game. After a few rounds, I sell Ezili to make room so I can get the Boomerang Paragon, which ended up as a degree 21. I also upgrade my super to Legend of the Night, which you can't see anymore, he's in the top left. And I also got him 10 stacks of Ultra Boost before I got the Boomerang Paragon. Then I get Ezili back again with her levels, and lastly the final Harmonic to reduce the cooldowns of Ezili's Hex. And now we're ready for action. I move my Mega Sentries away from where they used to be so that now they will be able to spawn the Mini Sentries, and then I set the targeting of some of my towers to strong, and now the setup is complete. The Engi Paragon's overclock will sometimes be used on the Spike Factory, but mostly on the Dart Paragon because it's just insane on this map with all the buffs and the high degree. On rounds where I need more abilities to survive, I can use the Paragon overclock on the Wizard and then use his Morph ability, which makes it insanely strong. For the most part, I try to survive using just Ezili's Hex and the boat's Hookin ability while overclocking the Apex. And if I need more than that, I use the Engi Wizard combo, and if I need more than that, I use the Spike-Ageddon ability, and if I need more than that, I have to use the Legend of the Night's Black Hole. And of course I can squeeze in a little bit of extra damage using the Tack and Sub-Paragon abilities as well, and also Ezili's Totem for a little bit of extra damage on the Legend of the Night, and replacing the Mega Sentries for explosion damage. The previous record, according to my Discord server, was round 329 by Isenderus. Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. And we did manage to beat that, which shouldn't be too surprising given that we've got some recent buffs that really helps us out on this challenge. On round 337 I used the Legend of the Night for the first time, and on round 340 I had to use everything, all the abilities just to survive long enough to be able to leak the final few bads. And it was also really close that the Legend of the Night was still on cooldown too. It came back up just about 5 seconds before leaking, and I know that because I had to try this round many times. At this point I had a decent cash pile built up to be able to rebuy Ezili and spam her Hex ability, and on round 341 I needed to do that once at the start of the round in combination with using all of my other abilities. This round took quite a few attempts, and rounds this high has a lot of pausing in them, because you often need to stop and think and remember the timings that you have worked out after trying the same round over and over and over. But this is the last round that I beat. Round 342 was extremely tough, so I couldn't spam Ezili to get past it, and my Legend of the Night was on cooldown as well. Back when we started this challenge oh so long ago, beating round 300 seemed impossible, but now I'm thinking, maybe 350? I didn't do any seed searching to find a seed with few fortified bads or anything, so if you do that and you really grind for a perfect setup, it should be doable in this update. The setup is not perfect, and I played this game while extremely sleep deprived. I played the game and wrote the script for this video yesterday when I had been awake for over 30 hours, after which I slept for 14 hours straight, so I guess I actually hit 100k subs yesterday, just to be clear. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it very much. Thanks again for all the incredible support. It feels amazing to reach 100k. I love you all, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next one.